First responders serve in a uniquely taxing line of work with stressors, excitements, and potential dangers that can have adverse physical and mental health effects, the consequences of which we're only beginning to fully understand. And while these occupational hazards have always been part of the job, life on the front lines has only become more strenuous in recent years, as law enforcement, firefighters, paramedics, and dispatchers attempt to support communities that are facing the fallout of the pandemic, rising levels of addiction, the worst mental health crisis since World War II, and increased polarization across the socio-political spectrum. Unsurprisingly, this has had a damaging effect on morale, well-being, even retention, with research showing that first responders suffer from insomnia, depression, alcoholism, PTSD, and other mental health issues at significantly higher than average rates. Those in law enforcement, for example, are more likely to die by suicide than in the line of duty and display higher rates of PTSD than Iraq war veterans. Similarly, fire and EMS professionals are 10 times more likely to attempt suicide than the general public and have a life expectancy roughly 15 years shorter than the average American. Unfortunately, these issues are further compounded by the fact that almost 70% of EMS professionals say they don't have time to recover from traumatic events. Now, these are certainly troubling statistics, especially when we consider the vital and selfless role that first responders play in society. But the good news is that these numbers do not have to be the end of the story, as there are proven and effective techniques supported by an explosion of research in neuroscience that can counteract the potential pitfalls first responders face. Through breathing exercises, mindfulness practices, and formal meditations, human beings have the ability to positively alter their stress responses, change the tones of the central nervous system, retrain the neural pathways of the brain, and find new levels of happiness, job satisfaction, and overall well-being. This approach is not a new one either. In fact, these techniques have been utilized by warrior classes across the world for millennia, espoused in the Hindu epics, inherent to the samurai's Bushido code in feudal Japan, and currently taught at military academies and employed by U.S. Special Forces. Inner strength, resilience, a calm, clear demeanor. Those sworn to protect and serve, first protecting and serving themselves. This is the Warrior's Code.